And good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great day. In today's video, we are going to be taking a long, boring, drawn-out look at the new character that we have in the Nexus. His name is Samuro. I think that's how the guy kept pronouncing it in the video. Like, he reminded me of one of those news reporters that's speaking perfect English and then immediately right into perfect Spanish after, you know what I'm saying? You'd be like, yeah, I was down by the gas station, and then all of a sudden there was a Samuro walking by. You know, I don't know. But he is a melee assassin from the Warcraft universe. There's a lot of really subtle things to this character that maybe you wouldn't pick up on immediately that I'm going to try to draw your attention to. But there's a lot of ways to make him one of the most difficult characters of the game. You don't necessarily have to do those things, but there are definitely easy talents here, and then really fucking hard talents here. And as we are loading in, I would like to remind you that all donations we receive from now until November 13th go to a good cause. We are helping raise money for sick children, and there's a link in the video description if you want to help with the donations. We have, overnight, a $50 donation from Chris Osborne and a $50 donation from Benjamin Whiteman that says, thanks for supporting a good cause, Pally. All right, you've been warned. This is going to be a boring-ass stream. Well, let's get started. First of all, what's his dance? That is energetic. That's an energetic dance, team. That's real energetic. Let's take a look at his basic abilities. His Q ability is called Mirror Image. You create 2 images that deal 30% of your damage and have 50% of your current health. Images last up to 16 seconds, and only 2 can be active at a time. It says up to 16 seconds because these images can die. If we just leave that one there and he attacks something, eventually they will take out his health pool. Notice these guys are not doing a ton of damage here. There's really not... I mean, there's not too much happening at the base level. But we can pick a lot of talents to really augment how our images will interact with the world. Now, it's important to mention that we have no control over these at baseline. So let's say we're at level 1. Obviously, we're at 20 now, but let's say we're at level 1 and we summon these guys in. They're just going to keep doing that. Whatever they stick to, that's what they're going to do. So in the beginning of the game, it can actually be quite difficult to have these guys stick onto a hero in some cases. I think they're both no, one of them's hitting a minion. Yeah, you see what I mean? Arthas was just kind of like, yeah, there's a lot of fucking orcs here. I'm gonna get out of this. And that'll be kind of a big problem that happens a lot in the early game. His W ability is Critical Strike. It has an 8-second cooldown. By the way, Mirror Image, a 16-second cooldown, but they also last 16 seconds. You'll see a common trend here where his cooldowns are pretty much the same as the duration, which is actually pretty cool. Critical Strike. Your next basic attack within 8 seconds will be a Critical Strike. The name didn't imply that at all, dealing 50% increased damage. This also applies to images and does not break Windwalk. It also has a passive effect. You and your images deal critical strikes every 4th basic attack. So I want to draw your attention down to right here. I'm just going to go attack the target dummy. Every time we auto attack, you can see that meter fills up. Once that meter is completely full, we then have a blade that is on fire. Un fuego blado. Nailed it. And then we can auto attack and immediately get that critical hit. I do want to point out he actually has a really fast attack speed, 1.67. Feels really quick. I haven't compared it to any other assassins, but this feels fast. As far as the active part of Critical Strike, it resets your auto attack animation. It's not the first ability to do this. We have Frostmourne that kind of works the same way. You just need to approach it in that way. So, for instance, 1, 2, 3, we get a critical hit. I'm going to do it right after the critical hit. So you want to auto attack and then immediately go into the critical strike. Hold on. So this is 1 critical strike in the bank, and then we're going to auto attack and immediately hit W for 2 critical strikes, basically instantaneously. So keep that in mind. It does not operate under the attack speed timer. It's completely independent, and it makes you auto attack again. So what happens if you have a crit and you go in with your other with the active? Okay, there has to be a better way to phrase that. What happens if you have the passive crit built up and then you go in and try to activate it at the same time? Well, it wastes it. Just wastes it. So don't do that. His E ability, Wind Walk, cooldown 12 seconds, enter stealth for up to 8 seconds. I guess this is the exception to the duration rule. Or until you attack, use an ability, or take damage. The cool thing about this stealth is that while we enter it, we are actually immune to damage for that first second. So if we do get hit, we will stay in stealth for the first second of that duration. Now, you can use Critical Strike and then immediately go into stealth. And Critical Strike has an 8-second duration. So right as it's about to end, you auto attack, and then you can, well, theoretically, if we set it up right, hold on. 1, 2, 3. We want to, oh, well, that doesn't help at all. That doesn't help at all. So we would want to just W stealth, wait for their duration, and then we would get Arthas died. And then we would get a crit here, and then a crit here immediately after by activating W again. So that's another way you can get to critical strikes out. Now it's important to mention that all of these critical strikes also crit on your images as well. There's a lot of synergy with his abilities here. So we could take that a step further, activate our W into E, wait until we're just about out of the duration on our W, pop all of this and go to town with 1,000 critical strikes there. We just did 1,000 damage in the blink of an eye with no talents, which is pretty damn cool. And then his trait, basic attacks against enemy heroes, increase your movement speed by 25% for 2 seconds. Basically, if you attack something, it will then be easier to keep up with that something because you are moving faster. Cool. I mean, you guys followed so far? He's pretty fucking dope, actually. This isn't going well today. I need to stay hydrated. I need electrolytes. Yeah, because I'm sweating so much. I'm not. All right. So, talents. This is where the shit starts to get really interesting. Way of Illusion. Every time one of your images critically strikes a hero, important distinction there, gain 0.5 attack damage up to 20. After hitting 40 heroes, gain an additional 20 attack damage. This is a lot of damage, but it's worth mentioning that this is going to take some time to build up, especially prior to level 10 when you don't have control of your illusions. If we walk into the lane here with this talent and I just summon them in and say, all right, illusions, go to town, they haven't actually crit Arthas yet. It's only me that's hitting Arthas here. So this will take time to build up. It will take very specific scenarios where you catch someone maybe rotating between lanes, or you catch someone standing away from a minion wave. There we go. I got some here, boys. But it will take time. That's the only thing I want to draw your attention to. Is the damage bonus worth it? Probably. 20 attack damage when you attack as fast as this guy does will add up pretty quick. But just keep in mind that it will take some serious time to build up prior to level 10. So you're basically, you're putting that talent in the oven, and hoping that it rises, you know, like some fucking bread. You know what I'm saying? God, that was deep. Then we have Way of the Blade. Critical strikes now happen every third basic attack as opposed to fourth basic attack, and deals an additional 25% of your basic attack damage. So I believe this one has more scaling. Way of Illusion has more scaling than Way of the Blade. But as you all fucking should know by now, I don't math anything. No. I'm just here to talk. And I'm not very good at that. So I'm going to let someone in chat math the shit out of this. And I'm just going to assume that Way of Illusion is more damage because it takes time to build up. And Way of the Blade is going to be immediate payoff rather than a stacking talent. Let's see. So every third basic attack instead of fourth will be our critical hit, which means you could, again, do the stealth trick. As we're about to come out of stealth, we would be able to crit twice with our W. We want to illusions now. And then basically go immediately into another critical strike. It's a lot of burst damage. Probably the most reliable here as well. The other option, Way of the Wind. Attacking a hero from Windwalk increases your movement speed bonus of Windwalk by 1.25% up to 25%. After hitting 20 heroes, the duration before Windwalk can be broken by damage is increased by 2.5%. You know, it's okay. I don't think there's really any. I mean, it's okay. There's some interesting things you could do with this, I guess. There's some talents later on that would synergize kind of with this. But you're a melee assassin. You know what I'm saying? You're a melee fucking assassin. I don't really know if defensive talents should be your cup of tea. So at level 1, I am going to stick with the Way of the Blade, although Way of Illusion is probably just as good. I think it's going to depend on your level 10 heroic that you go for. Okay? I think that's going to be the determining factor. We have Mirage at level 4. Mirror Image grants you and your images charges of spell block. So you'll notice this tier, the level 4 tier, is all about defenses. So basically, in this tier, you're going to be looking at the enemy team, determining which kind of damage they actually have, and then picking a talent accordingly. So, I mean, there's that. Anyway, spell block. You and your images get 2 charges of spell block, reducing the damage from abilities against you by 50%. So if you're going up against Li Ming and Jaina, this all of a sudden gives you a ton of survivability. Same kind of thing goes for deflection. While advancing a strike is active, you take 25% reduced damage from hero basic attacks. Again, advancing strikes is our trait. As long as you land auto attacks, you're going to be moving faster. And while you're moving faster, you will take less damage from basic attacks. And it's not like this will be that hard to keep up when you could just go into stealth and pop up right next to him and then get that trait going. The other option is one with the wind. While stealth by Windwalk, you take 60% reduced damage from all sources. Now, this does have synergy with the level 1 talent that allows you to kind of buff up your Way of the Wind, but usually I think this is going to be used as more of an initiation tool and then an escape immediately away. So only AoEs are going to be able to hit you when you're in this, because remember, you have 1 second of complete stealth immunity at the start. So you would kind of have to stick around in harm's way to get any benefit of One with the Wind. And it'll be situationally okay, but I see Mirage and Deflection being the kind of dominant talent choices there. Then level 7, we have talents completely focused around the critical strike. Burning Blade. Critical strikes unleash a burst of flame, dealing an additional 65% of your basic attack damage to targets and nearby enemies. This talent is all about pushing lanes. You become your team's Zul. every time you critically hit. This is with the passive or with the active part of this ability. You're just going to splash damage to everything around you, which does make it really, really easy to move in and get camps like this. Because you splash, your mirror images splash, and you can just completely wreck stuff like this really, really quickly. Also, the hard camp over here would probably be a better example, but you know what? I started with that one. This allows you to wave clear like crazy. So maybe you're on Brax's holdout and the enemy team just got a bunch of Zerg and you want to swipe right through them. This could be a decent talent for that situation. Let's go ahead and reset our talents. We then have Phantom Pain. Excuse me. Critical strikes deal an additional 40% of your basic attack damage for each image you have active. Definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. Remember, you can only have 2 images at a time, but this theoretically would increase your critical hit damage a considerable amount with all of these images out. And again, this combos really well with Way of the Blade, where you just crit more often. You just do more crits. You just do that. But my favorite in the tier is definitely the Crushing Blows. Critical strikes now have 2 charges, and critical strikes deal an additional 25% of your basic attack damage. So if we take a look at our W ability down here, it's going to gain a second charge. It has a little 2 next to it now. What does this mean? Well, you remember this combo we keep talking about where we hit W and then we go into stealth and then we just hang out for a little while? Well, now we can crit a shit ton more. Look at it. I actually fucked it up. Of course. I did a W when I had the auto attack crit up. There's a lot of little nuances with his mechanics where you're punished really, really hard if you fuck up. And that is one of them. If you have the attack, the auto attack crit ready to go, and you activate a crit on top of that, you're losing a massive amount of DPS. So it's going to come down to just getting a feel for the character and the muscle memory and things like that to really be able to perform well on the character. Let's try it again. We're chilling. We're like approaching the lane right now. The guy's right here. He's farming. He doesn't even know what's up. Now we pop this. I like it, team. I like it, team. Let's see how that goes just with our level 7 talents so far. Let's see how much damage we can do to... I mean, I hovered over Gazlowe. Why not? Right? See how much damage we can do to a Gazlowe. And remember, this is only level 7 talent so far. This is going to continue to scale. There's Gazlowe. He's probably going to put turrets down, and then I won't be able to do anything. But that's not the point. All right, we're approaching. Hey, buddy. How are you? I mean, that's not bad burst damage. It's not bad at all. Okay, now level 10. This is where shit starts to get even more interesting. Because you could take this character that is, so far, I mean, mechanically, it's not that bad. You just have to make sure you don't overlap your crits with your active ability. Which, I mean, it's not that hard to do, right? I mean, you'll fuck it up every now and then, but overall, it's not that bad. He's a pretty straightforward character. You don't have too much to worry about. But Illusion Master completely turns that on its head. Illusion Master allows you to micro each of your illusions individually. Now you have full control over these bad boys. Also, it gives you an active ability that allows you to... What the? Stand still, you fuck. God damn it! Okay, apparently he doesn't respect the stop command. Good lord. Can we hearth these individually? Oh, shit. We can. We can hearth these individually. Can we dance these guys individually? Hold on. Hold on, team. Hold on, team.
The path is clear.
2, I want you to dance. We're just chilling. That's important. That's important. We need to know this kind of stuff. Can you solo the boss with images? I don't know, actually. It's important to mention that nowhere in his build does he have self-sustain. Looks like they're dying really quick. I think we would need more talents to kind of make that happen. We're only at level 10 talents right now. Keep that in mind. But we can micro all of these images independently and then teleport to an image as well. So let's say we wanted 3 to kill Gazlo, while 2 runs down to the middle lane to soak XP. Gazlo's dead? Great. Now we want to teleport straight to 2. And then 2's just hanging out in our base. The teleport, or the swap, is on a 6-second cooldown. And from what I can tell, it doesn't have a range. There is a passive effect associated with this as well. They deal an additional 20% of your damage. So it is going to be a damage bonus to this whole combo that we've been talking about this whole time, where you enter from stealth. I know you've seen it 1,000 times. We're just continuing to make this better as we progress through the game, without really having to do too much extra at the baseline there. So more interesting things you could do is, let's go ahead and toggle off cooldowns so I can just keep resummoning these guys. Let's say we're in lane and we're pushing, but we're a little low on health. We then move that guy back. We go, hey, 3, I want to be you. And now we're in the well and we're healing. And then we can hop right the fuck back into lane and we can keep pushing. Also, you can mount these guys independently. So if they have to travel long distances, then you can easily facilitate that. And they could go, like... Basically, I'm envisioning him being a pretty good jungler. So let's say we would start doing this, but oh, hey, we need to keep this lane pushed. We would just send 1 in there while we finish off this camp, which shouldn't be that crazy hard to do. And then right when it dies, we teleport in and we try to kill Gazlo, which is the story of our life. Now, there's a lot of utility that this brings to the table, and it does bring a slight damage bonus as well, but it also just makes the character fucked up complicated. It's also worth mentioning that usually level 10 for normal heroes is a very drastic power spike. That is when you get your ultimate ability. That is when you deal so much more damage than you had the potential to deal before in most cases. In our case, if we go for this talent, yes, it does increase the damage that we can deal. Absolutely, it does that. But is it a gigantic power spike? No. It's a survivability spike, and it's a utility spike, because we can teleport all around everywhere. But it does not give us a shit ton of team fight potential all of a sudden. I think, anyway. Disable the AI. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. That's something you can do too. You can just tell these guys not to do shit. It's the 5 ability. And then they won't go auto attack stuff without me telling them to. Which again, increases the difficulty substantially more. The other ultimate that we have access to, let's go ahead and reset talents. We have access to Blade Storm. Excuse me, you have to say it that way every time. You become unstoppable and deal 570 damage per second to nearby enemies for 4 seconds. So you know how when the Butcher charges in, he becomes unstoppable? We're unstoppable right now too, for 4 fucking seconds. 4 fucking seconds! That's such a long time! And it should do a pretty decent job at cleaving things. Now, do the decoys get this as well? No. There is a talent at level 20 to give the decoys that ability, but we currently do not have access to that. So you're giving yourself a pretty good offensive tool. You're giving yourself a pretty good defensive tool. And there's a lot of synergies, let's say with like an ETC or a Dahaka, where they can hold someone down and you can just unleash this full damage right on top of them. And keep in mind, we do still have access to the crit combo that we've been talking about through the majority of the game, although the illusions are not dealing that 20% increased damage. So I would say I actually think that Bladestorm is the better of the two for overall just team fighting. This is the team fighting one, right? You know how Gazlo has Gravitron Bomb, which is his team fighting one, and then he has Robo Goblin? You know, it's kind of the same thing. And the Bladestorm has a significantly lower skill ceiling and significantly lower learning curve as well. You see an opportunity to go in, and then you go in. Like, it's not complicated. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's very straightforward. Pretty much anyone can do that. Level 13, we have Mirrored Steel. Basic attacks against heroes reduce the cooldown of Mirror Image by 1 second. I kind of only think this will be a problem when they're focusing your clones too much. Or I actually don't know when to pick this one. I can't quite figure that one out. I don't really know. I'm very biased towards one talent in this tier, basically, is what I'm saying. Then there's, I don't know how to say this, Kawaribi? Windwalk creates an image at your location that will continue to do whatever you are doing. So we do this, and like if we're attacking here and we go stealth, then he'll keep attacking. Can we do that? No, we still can only have 2 images, so that seems pretty shit. I don't really like that one at all. I mean, you might be able to juke someone out with that, I guess, but I don't know. I'm not too much of a fan. The one I like the most in the tier would be the... Now we have to get back to it. Would be the teleport, just because it gives you a little bit more mobility than you had before. And it allows you to kind of hop over walls like a Li Ming would be able to. And you can still set up all of your bullshit with these combos. But you have a little bit more like escape and a little bit more engage potential with it as well. This is on a 12-second cooldown. So, I mean, you could use it fairly often as well. This is what I like. I think this tier is kind of open to interpretation, because I think they all have their own flavor. I mean, I could see the value of Mirrored Steel, but also I haven't really had people killing my decoys at a rate that I couldn't just spawn more decoys. But maybe that's just me. Man, my voice is going quick. What the fuck? Then at level 16, we have Merciless Strikes. This is Executioner. I don't know why they decided to name it anything else. This is Executioner. So if you liked Executioner on other heroes, then you'll probably like Executioner here. If you have a team that has a lot of CC, Malfurion very dominant in the meta right now, although he is receiving changes on the PTR as we speak. If you like Malfurion on your team and he can land roots, then Merciless Strikes will give you a shit ton of critical hits. A shit ton. So many. And remember, your illusions are going to critically hit too. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. But it's completely dependent on your team synergy and those people on your team, like team comp, and then those people on your team actually landing the abilities that they're supposed to be landing. Which, you know, sometimes is better said than done. That doesn't make sense. Hold on. Now I'm confused. I thought I wasn't supposed to be able to micro these guys. I'm microing them right now. Team, what did I do? What did I do? I feel like I broke it. I feel like I found a bug. Anyway. Harsh winds. Attacking a hero from Windwalk causes them to take 30% increased damage from you and your images for 3 seconds. This is really strong. We've been kind of talking about the Wombo combo, where you come out of stealth and you deal a shit ton of damage. Let me show you the perfect scenario for that. Actually, let's save that. Let's save that. Let's keep the cohesion going. The one I like at this tier is press the attack. While advancing strike is active, basic attacks increase your attack speed by 15% up to 60. So again, this is our 25% movement speed increase. 25% movement speed increase. We're going to be able to keep up with most heroes. Whenever we attack, we start to attack faster, which with our level 1 talent means we can crit more. And our clones will be critting more. And then we can throw in crits on top of these crits. It's actually a ridiculous fucking amount of damage. It's absolutely insane. And it has some phenomenal synergy with the level 20 talent of the same icon, Blade Master's Pursuit. Advancing strikes grants an additional 15% bonus movement speed, and its duration is increased by 2 seconds, which basically means you're gonna be moving at fucking mount speed. You're gonna be moving faster than mount speed to catch up with these guys, and you're gonna be attacking insanely fast. Mount speed's only 130 now. We're at 140 with this shit. 140. And remember, you could go in stealth and teleport and then just keep this going. You could just keep doing this. This is your life now. That's absolutely insane. Now keep in mind, this will be completely wrecked. Completely wrecked by imposing presence. You will be completely destroyed by imposing presence. But that's not the point! The point is, you're moving at mount speed, chasing after people. That's insane! It's actually so much fun. So much fun. Let's see, where were we? The other level 20 talents. We have Dance of Death. Your images use Blade Storm when you do. Obviously, this is a ton of AoE damage. Let's wait for Gazlo to get back, and then we'll jump on him. It's a ton of AoE damage. But keep in mind that Blade Storm is on a 110-second cooldown. And I genuinely think you could do more damage with Blade Master's Pursuit in that time. Gazlo! Gazlo, come back, please! So basically, it would look like this. Wait for it. Oh, I forgot to take the talent. I'm really good at this game. I'm really good at this game, team. Gazlo, can you come back? Gazlo, can you come back, please? I didn't kill you with my talent on. It's important that I do that. I gotta. Thank you. All right, we won't overbuild this up. We'll just go in. All right, my clones are just attacking everything, but then we can Blade Storm, and this damage overlaps too. So if they get in the middle, they're taking damage from all sources. It's pretty fucking strong. But again, this is on a 110-second cooldown. So it's kind of your really, really big win the team fight button. Whereas Blade Master's Pursuit is up all of the time. You kind of have to weigh that in as well. God, that's a fucking lot of damage. Holy shit. I'm controlling... God. I feel like I bugged it out, and I don't know how I did that. Anyway. The other talent that we have here would probably have more synergy with the, like... I think there's going to be two kinds of builds. I think there's going to be a sustained build, which is kind of what I was going for with the Blade Master's Pursuit. Maybe mine was a little bit of a hybrid. Hey! But then there's also going to be builds that just focus on completely globaling someone, which is a World of Warcraft term where you kill them within the span of a cast. It's like a one-shot build. I think Wind Strider will have more cohesion in a one-shot build, and let me show you what that might look like. It would probably be this. So we have to, just really quickly, we have to build up stacking damage from our illusions with Way of Illusion, and we can kind of do that a little bit faster if we move up the game speed. I thought maybe not. Set game speed. There we go. So we'll just get that up to 40 real quick. It's important to be able to control your illusions when you do this, because you don't want them hitting fucking minions in the lane. That would be awful. Okay, so we're at 40. Remember, this would take some time prior to level 10 to actually build up. Now, the idea is we have 2 charges of our critical strike, so we'd want to do the combo to kind of come out of stealth with that. But then we have harsh winds at level 16. Attacking a hero from Windwalk causes them to take 30% increased damage. And then at level 20, we would just reduce the cooldown of Windwalk so we could do it more and get that burst damage more. So it should be fairly straightforward. Oh, Gazlo's already dead, so we'll go easy on him and we'll wait for him to come back. Alright, good job, Gazlo. You did it. Where's the goblin go? Oh, he's over here. Shit. Alright, let's try. So we're just gonna pop all of our decoys. We're gonna hit 4. Have them all attack Gazlo, who walked really fucking far away from me. And basically that's what that shit looks like. You can kill someone insanely quickly. As far as the actual damage that it's dealing, I wish the toggle cooldown actually worked on some of this shit. Fuck. As far as the actual damage that it's dealing, let's go ahead and measure it. So again, we want to wait. Have everyone go in. That's fucking 5,000 damage in like 2 seconds. It's actually a little fucking insane. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Pick another hero. Okay, okay. Hold on. We need to set our level. We need to set our level. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Apparently, we farmed a lot of XP off of that Gazlo. And I'm not going to bother stacking this shit up again. So we're just going to go... We're just going to go with some pretty straightforward, non-exemplary example. Let's go against... who's kind of tanky, but we can probably still kill. Maybe Rexar? Let's go against the Stitches. Let's see the true test of Stitches. Stitches is like that he's on the line, right? He's not really a solo tank, kind of, but he's definitely not a bruiser. We don't really know what to do with Stitches right now. Let's see. Let's see what he does. Then we go in stealth again and start it over. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking lot. It's a fucking lot. And that's not even with this shit built up. Now, I may have toggled this cooldown a little too fast. But I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure that was... No, that was spot on. That was the damage. He even healed there. And I messed up the combo. But we can rip right through him. Anyway. So this is kind of like the one-shot build. Will you get a shit ton of kills with this? Absolutely. I think this will be the superior build in quick match. No doubt. But as far as team fighting, I think it's going to lean, as far as like Hero League and you need to win team fights, I think it's going to lead a little bit more towards Way of the Blade into whichever defensive you need between Mirage and Deflection, into Crushing Blows, Blade Storm, the Teleport, Press the Attack, and Blade Master's Pursuit. By the way, the upgrade to the Teleport at level 20, your images gain an additional 50% of your health and last 32 seconds. So it like doubles the duration and they have more health. Nothing really fancy on top of that. I mean, I didn't show it, but they just last longer and they have more health. Like it's not that exciting. This one will not global someone in most cases. Again, we can still do the intro where we get that extra critical hit in if we really wanted to. But we are not going to global someone, but we have an unstoppable to get out of crowd control or deal damage with. We have the, what is the Skeleton King? What is Leoric's heroic ability called? March of the Black King. We have that, but we can fucking control where it goes. Has anyone caught on to that yet? Like, that's a little fucked up, right? So it's not insane burst damage out of the gate, but it is really good survivability. You just have to cope with the fact that you have really stupid clones the whole game. So both are good. Which one is better? I don't really know. I don't really know. Can you stop the ult? That's a good question. I've never tried. Why would you want to? You're unstoppable. But yeah, you could stop it. See if we can well, when we can't micro these guys, they're just gonna kind of be eaten alive, huh? What if we switched out? All right, team. All right, team. All right, team. I think we're gonna find the solo boss build. So reset talent. Critical strikes happen more often. We want to reduce incoming hero basic attacks. Fuck. Okay, it doesn't matter. Go with that. We go with Blade Storm. Mirrored Steel. Attacks reduce mirror image cooldown. Then we attack more. Alright. Alright. Solo boss team. They're not quite coming back as fast as I was hoping. Oh no, don't get stunned, fuck. No, I can do it. I can do it. Hold on. I need to heal in the well. I like how he rides his horse. It's actually pretty dope. He just looks really angry about it. Yeah, I'm on a fucking horse. What of it? Oh, trade only works versus heroes. Shit, you're right. Anyway, so these are my thoughts on Samuro. He seems pretty dope. He doesn't have much crowd control at all. Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to... Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to bring your attention to. Let's go ahead and toggle off cooldowns. When you use your Q ability, you leave a central point. Okay, hold on. Let's make it so these motherfuckers don't move. When you use your Q ability, you move out of a central point to just a direction, right? And that direction is always... I mean, you keep the formation, but the team never really knows where you're going to pop out. And you could use this specifically to dodge things like... let's go with Stitch's Hook. If a Stitches hook was coming towards us, let's say we don't have the illusions, right? It's just us. As the hook is in transit, it's going from here to here. We just pop out, thus dodging the Stitches hook. If the Butcher is charging, he is targeting onto us. I'm assuming that would break it. I'm assuming. So, you know, keep that in mind. That could be really fucking dope, too. Anyway, that's it for me today, guys. Hope you all enjoyed today's theory crafting stream. I got a little rambly in there. We did get a couple donations. I want to read those really quick before we sign out. We have Tina Anderson. I said it right. Donated $25. Hope you reach your goal. Much love. Matthias Fribura. Hey! Donated $7. Thank you. Just wanting to say thank you for putting out so much awesome content. It's so great to see you help kids. Sadly, I'm not able to donate more this time. Don't worry. Jacob Peters donated $15. Missed most of this stream. Here's the penalty fee. Yeah. Thank you for the donation. I think we just got another one. I heard the thing. Maybe that was this one that I just read. Anyway. That's it for me today, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's stream. Hit the thumbs up button if you did. We're gonna be streaming something to do with this guy in about 2 hours on the Squadron channel if you want to come by and watch. I have to record an Azebo video now. Bye, everybody. Bye.